Welcome back to This Week in Warhammer, your one-stop shop for all things competitive 40k. My name is Booker DeWitt. I'm here to bring you updates from this last week, October 10th. Let's get into it. Great Britain had the largest event this weekend with the Winchester 40k RTT. While only being 3 rounds for an event of this size, it joins a pile of 30-plus entry events this weekend in the UK, lending credence to how healthy the current competitive scene is. Jonathan Aylett's Orc Warhorde led the pack, utilizing a Big Mac with Gaskell with Rocket Combo, along with SWAT teams to clear the field. Alex Stewart and Daniel Latham both brought Dark Angel variations, making use of the newly reworked Lionel Johnson to great effect. Meanwhile, Star Shadow Arsenal continues to show up as a consistent X and O detachment. Here piloted by Nathan Coe, opting to use as many casino cannons as possible. This year's Gem City GT in Dayton, Ohio kicked off with 67 players, giving us the biggest event in North America this weekend. Tau has been incredibly dominant in the US, and a huge reason for that is Luke Rolfe. Fresh off of winning last week's Bourbon City Brawl here in Kentucky, he continues to shape the Tau metagame with his Kroot hunting pack, uniquely opting for a duo of Hammerhead gunships to add that extra little bit of firepower to a wall of Kroot units. The rest of the X and ones gave us a solid snapshot of what the meta at the top level currently looks like, this week's being earmarked with Shadowmark Talon, Warhorde, and Berserker Warband. And you know, everybody keeps saying it, but the meta at the top right now is incredibly diverse. Rounding out our winners in the US, Call to Arms in Williamsburg, Virginia was won by Aiden Barkley, Shadowmark Talon Space Marines. Over in Augustana, Georgia, Seth Piper wins with another Monkai list at Mactoberfest. Pennsylvania saw Fabricator Forge RTT swept by Lawrence Paladin with a Subterranean Assault list. Catacup 2025 in Illinois had Fred Fortman use Gladius Task Force to win the event. Over in the South, David Villarreal took home the gold at Battle Pub Bar Fight with a Hollow Screed Battleclade list. And lastly, Stormlight Space Marines piloted by Hunter Nicholas won it out at Mobtown Mayhem in Alabama. The UK saw a slew of additional events, with Battle of Ragnar being won by Alan Percival's Dark Angels, Will and Games October GT won by Luke Townsend's Tau, Grampian Gaming Guild's October GT taken home by Joe Robertson's Star Shadow Arsenal, and the Glasshammer GT secured by Andy Quascohen's Necrons. On the mainland, the Space Wolves found a win in Russia at Hard Donut 1 with Andrew Ostrovsky. Greece sees Laketown Apocalypse won by Christos Vlachos of Chaos Knights. The Orcs of Peter Hilbert swept the competition to the Hyra GT in Denmark. Gero leads the order at the Land Insight GT in Spain, winning with Aspect Host. Finally, in Germany, the Corsair Open GT had the World Leaders take home their only major event win this weekend, with Manuel Way and piloting, and Renee Fratcher won out at Bedburger Bar Knockers with the Renegade Raiders CSM list. To round out the global recap, we had the October offensive in Indonesia see Mario H using Liberator Assault Group to helm his Blood Angels to victory. This week's regional highlight brings us to gorgeous downtown Washington, Missouri, and to the Midwest Slugfest 3. This event hosted a Game Euphoria and Supplied Terrain by Terrain Junkie saw Patrick Nolan's Dark Angels and Eric Hoffmeister's Retaliation Cadre come out on top over 16 players from all over the region. Nolan's Stormlands list saw him spar off against the Chaos Demons of Terry Mosier, Drake Bell's Black Templars, and the Packbound Zealots of Andros Kuskier, winning the event in a commanding fashion. This was the third event put on by the Washington Warhammer Group, but be on the lookout for many more. If you want your local featured next in the show, please DM us your BCP event page. We love highlighting all of the hard work players and TOs put in every single week. My name is Booker DeWitt, and that was This Week in War.